How do you know what school you're actually going to be zoned to when you purchase a home? On this episode of Ryan Real Estate, we're going to talk about that very thing. It's a huge topic among parents because schools are important. We want our kids raised in great schools, right? So when you move to a neighborhood, you kind of have an idea of what school you're going to be zoned to. But the reality is that might not be the case. When you go to your neighborhood and you purchase a home and you look at the MLS, it's going to say a certain schools that it's zoned to. That information may not be true. School zonings are changing all the time. What happens is neighbors and families and new residents move into this neighborhood and it grows and it continues to grow and we build new schools. When as that happens, schools have to adjust who's going to actually be attending those schools. And it's a lot of different variables, from your property taxes to bus routes, lots of things. But the reality is, when you buy it, it may not actually be that way forever. So how do you actually know? Well, first off, I'll tell you this. Your real estate agent will not be able to give you a definitive answer that will last forever. We're given a lot of information, but it's probably the same information that you're going to be able to get if you just call the school district. So my first piece of advice is actually call the school district. Say, hey, I'm looking at buying ABC Banana Street in this neighborhood. Where will I be zoned to? And where does that look like it's going to be for the next 3, 4, 5 years, or however long you want to stretch that out to? Ask them directly. Check their website. That would be number one. Number two, I'd ask friends and family. Figure out what's been the history of that neighborhood. How many school zonings have happened in the past? Rezonings. And that should really help you understand exactly where maybe it would head. But the reality is you're never going to be able to get a definitive answer, because if your neighbor is still growing, they're going to continue to rezone. The only way you can probably have a good guarantee is if you're in a neighborhood that's done developing and there's no more growth to happen, and they've probably locked in those for a while, which mostly you're going to see inside the city. This is what we're seeing outside the burbs, is kind of this rezoning. So do your due diligence. You know, your property taxes help pay for all of these great schools that we have. So it's up to you to do that due diligence. Another great place to check out, kind of to see what ratings in schools, is called greatschools.org. Has great information on the demographics, the ratings, the pros, the cons about every school in your district, the district itself. A great resource. But at the end of the day, there's no definitive answer, especially in a growing community, of where you'll be zoned to. So do your due diligence, and we'll see you next time on Ryan Real Estate.